Welcome to yet another episode of Health Check, where we bring you the best tips and advice to help you lead a healthier, more balanced life. Today we are diving into a topic that's crucial for anyone spending long hours at work, whether you're in the office or working from home. Today I'll be asking the Colib team for some tips they use to remain healthy, and you'll get to hear firsthand how they navigate common workplace challenges. We'll explore practical strategies that can help you avoid issues like repetitive strain injuries, eye strain, and the dreaded back and neck pain that many of us experience after sitting for long period of time. You'll also hear about the simple yet effective changes they have made to their work environments and daily routines to support their physical and mental well-being. So grab a seat and get comfortable, but not too comfortable, as we take you through the steps to creating a healthier, more productive workday on Health Check with me, Roxana Gishia. So what do you do? Like routine yako inakuanga umefika, and then what do you do?
Okay, first thing I do, because I always come with civilian, I change my clothes to the professional uniform. Then I head to the kitchen where I am supposed to meet my duties. There I know what my menu is instructing me to do. So with that, I'll be able to know which meal to prepare. Yeah.
Okay, and you?
Thank you. Yeah. In the morning when I arrive at the office, personally here, first of all, the regalia that you see me in as a chef, I hold also another position as a supervisor. So I've just stepped in to help my guy here, Mike, since one of us is on leave. Just the way he has put it, we don't have much of a difference when it comes in preparation to coming into our office, which you can see here. So the preparation, as he has told you, we have to make sure that everything is in place. Whatever that we lack, I don't think we go through a lot, but we can go back to our supplier, who sometimes or most of the times like vegetables, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We usually source them from our farm here. Yeah.
Okay. And let's talk health now. What do you ensure that you as an individual are healthy when you're doing your work? Some of the things that you do to ensure that your body still is healthy.
Yeah, that's a nice question. So to ensure that what we take is healthy, now that comes to a personal level where you yourself knows what you are expected to, meet some standard for you to be qualified, maybe to prepare food. For me, I must make sure that, cleanliness is next to godliness. That begins with that. So I think it's all about hygiene. Yeah. Okay. The food is natural, everything is,
Okay.
There are so many things that we have to do.
Okay.
First of all, starts with your body. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you must make sure that your workplace is also clean. And then the way you are handling the food, from stage 1 to the last one, you have to make sure that you follow what is supposed to be followed. So cleanliness is the greatest thing that has to be observed in the line of our duty. And also when it comes to health also, our bodies, maybe today I'm having a cough, tomorrow he will be having. We must make sure that we visit a doctor to ensure that we are treated. And also the food, like the ones that we usually outsource from our markets, we have to ensure that they're clean. And most of the times we usually stick to one supplier. Yeah, so that in case of anything, we know where the problem has started from. So in case of a problem, then we can know how to mitigate it.
Okay, do we have healthy meals for our employees here at Koilib?
Yes.
Example? Like today during lunchtime, what have you prepared for our employees? For everybody who wants to come here at Koilib Cafe and eat a healthy meal?
Now, what we prepared today, we have some beans stew there, some chapati, and
Fries. Yeah, you got some fries. You got some tacos. Yeah.
Okay.
so with that one, sometimes you have to know what your market usually like to consume, and also introducing a lot of items on the table. It also becomes a challenge. We can make anything that we want, but our consumers going to delve into it, especially when it comes to pricing. Are they really out to go with the prices that we have? So to some extent you find that we are usually tied to a very small menu. So that is a very short one. But if the customers or the market is big, now that one now will have to determine the menu that we'll be giving them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In short, what Chris is saying is that they can prepare anything. It just depends with your pocket. So if your pocket is big enough, well, you can get anything. If it's small, again, you are catered for. So everybody is welcomed here at Koilib Cafe. So the other one, there is work can be stressful sometimes. Yeah. So how do you deal with the mental health challenges that arise from work-related issues?
Okay, for me, I like to, take a rest. Like after work, I make sure that to ease out anxiety. Sometimes when you are in a staffed place where you are busy, that becomes so stressful. And to do that, we all have our ways how we deal with it. So for me, it's a daily routine, because after work I need to go and take a shower. I need to listen for a podcast. I need to listen for music. Some other time, some days I watch movies, which I like doing. And at work, you have to maintain the peace. Like the one whom you're working with, you have to make sure that the relationship is that close, so that you don't mess up and anything can happen. It's a mundane world that everybody needs peace of mind.
Yeah. So Chris, how do you handle stress?
Stress, I know in every field there must be something called stress. And this one, I know the way it usually comes is due to the pressure that one faces at his or her workplace. At Koilib, we usually like our staff to go for leave, take a break, maybe 2 weeks or 3. That one can also help in relieving some stress. And also on my side, I may say that when I come to job, I should know that at my workplace I need peace, and also with my colleagues, with the customers visiting the unit, so that I am not disturbed. To some extent, I may say pressure when it emanates. Let's say we are working here. Sometimes we usually receive guests amounting to around 50 packs. So with that one, we really tire. And by then, what can you do? We are soldiers. We have to fight until the end, because majority usually takes around 5 days for us to serve them. So from there you find yourself very exhausted, body-wise, mentally, you are drained. But the following week, I know we usually take it, find the job is at least lighter. So here we usually distribute jobs. Someone can be doing vegetables, the other one doing cereals or doing proteins, according to the menu that has been laid on the table for that day. So by that time, you find at least doing work becomes more lighter and people start enjoying working. Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, as we finish, what's that one tip, a healthy tip that you can give someone who is watching you today?
Okay, to our viewers, I would like to say that, cooking is a passion, and everything that you do will amount to your personal, how you relate with others. Everything is good when we all come together and share the unity that all we would like to, everybody enjoys the unity. In fact, for me, I like mingling with new friends, to a guest maybe who wants to come and visit this place. Yeah, be my guest. I'll be ready to serve you because it's what I like to do. Welcome.
Okay.
All that I can say is have peace of mind, exercise, and eat healthy.
My daily routine, it starts with, once I get to the office, there is maybe attending meetings, finishing up some tasks zenye sikumaliza the previous day, ama the assigned duties za hiyo siku, then maybe some midday break, mid-morning break that is. After hiyo, during the mid-morning breaks, naweza chukua some breakfast, and after hiyo nirudi back to the working, as in I go back to work. I work on my projects, on my tasks until lunchtime when I take my break. Then after lunch nirudi back to my works, and then I retire back home.
Okay. Talking about routines, do you have any routines that you follow that makes sure that you remain healthy?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, working to and fro to work. Yeah, I believe that is more than enough physical activity. And then once I get to the workplace, I might hydrate myself. And then after that, I take some time to mentally organize my work schedule for the day. Yeah.
Okay, so in a day, how many breaks do you take to ensure that you re-energize and you stay healthy?
Well, basically my working habit is mostly onto walking from one station to the other, being taught this and that. So definitely I would walk a lot of times, but the breaks I would take maybe twice in a day, mid-morning and mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see you're using a laptop here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what do you do to ensure that your eyes are not affected by the light that is coming from the laptop?
Well, I make sure I balance the hours that I put on my specs and the hours that I use my eyes that just barely. Then I also take some break, walk around to just relieve my eyes from strain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And talking about strain, sometimes there is a condition we talked about with a doctor from Valley Hospital called hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons, one of the causes that results to hemorrhoids are sitting for too many hours.
Yeah.
And I understand your work always starts from 9 to 5.
Definitely.
And what do you do to ensure that you don't get that condition and any other conditions that comes with sitting for long hours?
Well, I make sure first of all the seats, they're comfortable to accommodate my height and accommodate my working hours zenye nimekaa chini. Yeah, and then I also ensure that I take breaks. Yeah, mostly the breaks ndo zinasaidia sana.
Okay. Do you hydrate?
Yeah, definitely.
How many liters per day?
Well, I would say averagely 1 to 2 bottles a day. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk stress and mental health. I know sometimes work can be very stressful.
Definitely.
So what do you do to make sure that you still maintain your mental health? like you still remain to be healthy mentally?
So, okay, what I do to be
To manage the stress and to make sure that your mental health is not affected by the stress-related work.
basically, I'd say it's mostly onto the arranging my work schedule for the day. That is mentally. First of all, I have to know that what am I doing for the day, and to what extent am I going to think about it. I just arrange my things mentally first of all before doing them physically. That helps a lot with the pressure and the mental issues.
Okay. Thank you so much. What's one tip, a healthy tip you can give our listeners, our viewers? Yes. What's that one tip, a healthy tip that you can give someone who is watching us today?
First of all, I would say that your mental health is your own personal commitment and your own personal job. It's for you to look after your mental health. So your mental health depends on you. So you should look after yourself mentally, both mentally and physically, and also ensure that you take a lot of water, hydrate yourself.
Thank you so much. Take us through your typical work day.
Okay, basically, do you want me to start from home ama kama niko
ukishafika kwa ofisi?
Okay, first naandikanga the summary of whatever I'm supposed to do for the day, and then as I progress na take each and every task that I'm supposed to achieve.
That's amazing. Let's talk about healthy routines. Do you have any healthy routines that you follow so that you can remain healthy while working during the day?
There is a bit of stretching while working, and then I make sure that I don't work full time. I take breaks in between.
So how many times do you take a break in between, and then show us some of the stretches that you do?
Okay, basically between morning and lunchtime I take like 2 to 3 breaks depending on how the day is. Then in the afternoon I take 1. And sometimes I can take a power nap. And then for the stretches I just basically the normal ones.
Which ones?
Stretching the neck.
How do you stretch your neck and your back?
Just simple ones. Resistance. There's this.
Oh, that's that's interesting. So I understand we work with computers a lot. So how do you ensure that the light coming from the computer does not affect your eyes?
Okay, initially it used to affect me, but when I got my glasses it doesn't affect me so much because they're enclosed with a blue block. The blue light, it blocks whatever the light from the laptop. So I'm just comfortable, but sometimes I also tend not to overuse it so much.
Okay, sometimes I know when you sit for too long or you work for too long, you develop some challenges with your back. So what do you do to ensure that those challenges do not affect you?
Okay, first you make sure that you don't sit for long. Take breaks in between. Just walk for a few miles. No, let me not use miles. Miles are too long. Just go from one office to another, then come back. That's enough.
Okay. And how do you manage your work-life balance? How do you balance your life and your work?
Okay, first I ensure that I don't mix the two. When I'm at work, I just basically focus on work. As much as there is some social life in between work, between me and my colleagues, but whatever that happens out of work, I make sure that I don't mix it with the two.
Okay, let's talk about stress. Sometimes working can be stressful. It depends with what you're working and who you're working with. So how do you ensure that your mental health still remain secure even when you're having stressful situations at work?
That one is a hard one actually, because it depends. For me, basically, I don't think I have mental issues, but there are some incidences whereby you just stressed out because you have to meet certain timelines, and maybe the boss expects you to have submitted by a certain time, and maybe you are committed to something else, but you have to achieve it. All in all, you have just to ensure that you balance the two. How do I say it? Just unajipanga tu. Yeah. Ndio maana nimekwambia whenever I start the day, I always write it down. That way it is easy not to overrun one task to another. Yeah, just complete one, then go to the next.
Okay, let's talk meals. What are your go-to meal or snack that are healthy during the day?
For me, I just like it simple. Just tea, and as much as I'm not a big fan of wheat, but I prefer just taking tea and maybe mandazi and chapati. Yeah.
I have one interesting question. The other time I saw you eating mandazi and chili sauce.
Yeah.
How healthy is that, and why do you take that?
Okay, for me, chili sauce has a component called cayenne, and cayenne is so healthy to any person. As much as what wanasemanga pilipili ni kali, for me it has a lot of healthy benefits. So I prefer, okay, not actually prefer, but nowadays I almost take all my meals with chili, except za sukari nini, but most of my meals zinakuanga na pilipili.
Okay, do you hydrate?
Yeah, mostly. You see, I'm always hydrating.
Hii ni kikombe namba ngapi ya maji?
3.
3? Yeah. So how many cups do you take every single day?
Okay, in the early morning hours, I usually, the water intake is kind of low, but from lunch to evening, I usually tend to take a lot of water.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Take us through what your day looks like after getting to the office.
Okay, I first check my mails. I see the pending tasks, maybe if there are revisions. Mostly I do graphics design, and then I prioritize my tasks. Naanza kuziprioritize from the most important to the less important, and then naanza kuzifanya.
Oh, okay. And do you have any healthy routines that you follow during the day to make sure that you remain healthy as you work?
Yeah, I do take regular breaks because working on the computer screen is so straining at times. Plus you kuwa a creative, inatakanga you just take some regular breaks to take ama kufanya nini inaitwaje? Having that creative juice. Yeah, so just go and interact with the nature here and there, and then you come back refreshed.
Okay, how many breaks do you take per day?
I don't have a specific breaks, but on regular basis, maybe after an hour or two. Ama nikifanya kazi ni feel like no, I'm just exhausted, I'll just take a break.
Okay, so sometimes working as a graphic designer, it's so exhausting because you have to be creative every single time. Sometimes you give it your best and then corrections comes in and everything. So how do you handle stress related to work?
Well, I do collaborate with my team members. I will ask them around, maybe their reviews on whatever that we're working on. And I also talk to my colleagues, make some regular jokes and there to get back.
Oh, okay. So there is something that is has been going on in the office. Kuna story ya homa. Everybody has been affected here in one way or the other. And the latest one is you who has been affected. So are you how are you making sure that you do not spread the homa to everyone else, and how are you taking care of yourselves during that time?
Well, I took medication because I wanted to combat it before it got explode. So nikachukua dawa usiku kwa chemist, and I also informed my members that I'm having a flu, so you should be careful around me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know sometimes we experience fatigue because we sit for long hours. Sometimes you're just sitting in one position. You are just focused on the screen and everything. So how do you make sure that your body is relaxed while doing your activities, or even after you're done with your day's work?
Well, during working hours, as I said earlier, I do take some regular breaks. Kuna bicycle fine nakwanga hapa nje. It's one of the colleagues. I also take some bike rides here and there to take that break.
Okay. So do you hydrate?
Yeah, I do take a lot of water.
How many liters per day?
No, kachupa kangu ni kadogo, but I take like a liter or two.
This is the bottle. So how many bottles per day?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Okay. Let's talk about healthy diet, because healthy diet is very important in one life. And while you are at work, you cannot cook for yourself. So again, you depend on the snacks and the food that is available at the cafe. So what do you ensure? What do you do to ensure that you take healthy diet on, every single day?
I do take some fruits here and there. Huwa na restock kama nabeba some days. Yeah, that's how I maintain my health. I also hydrate a lot.
Oh, okay. So what's that healthy tip you can tell someone who is watching us today?
Mkunywe maji mingi. Ni mzuri sana, and also take some more fruits. And also take some regular walks, breaks from the workstation. Talk to your colleagues, make some informal conversations, not all the time just having formal conversation in the office. Yeah, it's healthy.
It's healthy. So one last time before we leave, how do you balance your work and life? How do you balance the two?
I do set boundaries between personal life and office life. Nikitoka huku nje mambo ya kazi imeisha. Tukiwa kwa ofisi ndio we do nini. So lazima ukwe na ile humble time with your friends and maybe family. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It was amazing.
It was nice.
And that wraps up today's episode of Health Check. I hope you found these tips from the Coilib team as insightful and practical as I did. Remember, staying healthy at work doesn't have to be complicated. It's about making small, consistent changes that can have a big impact on your overall well-being. Whether it's adjusting your own desk setup, taking regular breaks, or finding ways to manage stress, these strategies can help you feel better both physically and mentally throughout your workday. If you haven't already considered implementing some of these ideas into your own routine, you might be surprised at how much of a difference they can make. Thank you for joining us today, and a special thanks to the Coilib team for sharing their valuable insights. Don't forget to check us out on all our social media handles, that is at Coilib TV. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay healthy both in and out of the office. See you.